Hello, I'm James Conor Patterson, and I'm thrilled to be reading as part of West Cork Literary Festival's 2022 Advent Calendar. I'm going to be reading 3 poems today from my debut collection, Bandit Country, which was published by Picador in September and is available everywhere now. My first poem is called You. At which point the saint lifted a fallen arrow and placed it in his alb, carrying it for miles until he reached the head of a desolate valley strand, whereupon, seeing only growths of sweetbriar in the mottled sand, he removed the thing and placed it in a small hole, invoking, though only the smallest of seeds yet growing shall become the tallest of all things, a tree, during which time the arrow split and a yew burst slowly into life, ruffling the sweetbriar and Patrick's stole, pointing its way toward heaven and crying, "My God, this is where I'm rooted." The second poem I'm going to read is called The Drowning. The story then became like this. He jumped in off a Clydesdale horse, then vanished like Eurydice beneath the sawdust, oil and gorse. His friends went looking for him there, sun-scorched in their wool-knit pants, beneath the rusted excavator, up from High Street and the manse. They brought corned beef and bits of soda, wrapped up in a greaseproof square. They took some chocolate from the soldiers, Darcy's kept in earthenware, and checked the crushers filled with ashlar, the Morris tipper and the track. Decided they would jump in also, when they failed to bring him back. And so the parents brought their hammers, bits of sheathing, casing nails, and built a mast from railway sleepers, darning suntans for their sails, and built a boat to cross the quarry, diving where their kids went in, and followed them into the hollow, which locals said had no bottom. And so the mayor dived for the parents, worried for his yearly vote, and so the council braved the currents for their leader's anecdote, and then the doctors and the soldiers, followed by the entire town, until at last they filled the swim hole, and all of us were underground. And this is my final poem. It's called On Returning from the Hospital, My Granny adjusted the horn of her hearing aid so that the frequency shifted, then screeched, then silence descended through an open window as though birds had landed or flowers settled in the sill. Fair City prattled on mute in the background. A distant kettle popped in the larder, and "What was it you wanted to ask me?" bandied between us for several moments, though I could think of nothing. An inquiry into the new priest, perhaps, or an anecdote about her da's time at Ypres, whereupon, settling herself into the wing-back seat that was my granda's, she gave an account of what it was like to fly. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.